Well, every autumn after harvest is our time to give back to the earth in one of the ways that we do that, and that's by putting nutrients in the ground, including compost, manure, and plant material of all kinds. Like when you hoe the ground and you chop up weeds and grass, you can leave some of that stuff on the ground and then pull some over for mulch. And I'm not tilling, I'm just hoeing the surface. You can read the article on the blog that says hoeing is not tilling to find out the difference between the two. So what we do is just open up the ground from what has been mulching it. I'm in the cornfield now, and actually what we did first was cut down the corn stalks, and then we take the corn stalks to our friend Joan, the goat keeper, and we give the corn stalks to Joan's goats, and then we load up the truck with manure from her barn. That's what we do every year, 2 or 3 times a year. We have different kinds of trades. That's our best trade. And so what I will be doing is hoeing the rows of the corn plot here, and then adding manure and then leaves. And so just a quick example of each one of those items here. So hoeing like this, maybe moving a rock out of the way there. Okay, and I'm going to bring the wheelbarrow of manure mixed with compost over here. And you see, sometimes we mulch with cardboard, and sometimes we mulch just with plant material or straw mixed with weeds. And all of that energy goes into the earth, all of that plant material energy, and including the old corn scraps. And as you can see, I leave these, the bottoms of the corn stalks are still in the ground, and that returns some of that energy that the corn took out of the soil. Yeah, that's still in those stalks to the ground. It also provides channels. The roots provide channels for water to go in, and the earthworms and other little bugs and microorganisms love the roots, and they love the green plant remains and this manure with compost. And the compost has more earthworms, so I'm always adding some earthworms to the soil, and they multiply because it's a good habitat for them. And I'll just say lastly here, this is why we don't have to do crop rotating, although we do rotate sometimes in different places. But if you keep your soil rich and loose, like you see this manure is, if your soil's a good habitat, in other words, for natural organisms to break down things and create fertilizer. Oh, I guess they're going up in Faith's car to look for the dog. Okay. Anyway, you don't have to rotate because you're helping the soil to feed everything every year, and every year it gets richer. I've been planting corn in these same rows, I think since 2012. That's 13 years. And 13 years without rotating. So this is step 2, and I'm not going to do this whole row, just to show you the rich supplement to the soil that we get with goat manure mixed with compost. Okay, and then the next step I'll show you on this row that I already put manure in here is just the leaves. We have lots of trees with different leaves. Here's maple, and we have a lot of hazelnut trees, and so I raked up a lot of hazelnut leaves that are over there. And we have others. We have aspen leaves and poplar, all kinds. So we'll do that, and then the last step is to just sprinkle a little more of this natural organic fertilizer type of stuff, the compost and manure. You just sprinkle a little bit of this on top of the leaves to keep them from blowing in the wind, blowing away. Just kind of holds them in place. And however much you think you need, depending on where you live and how windy it gets. And so that's the process. I'll close by summarizing again. You cut down and remove or place on the ground your old crop stalks, and this will be true of other areas besides the corn. We'll do the squash area, the tomatoes, everything, the beans, in the same way. Then you put down your manure, and then you put the leaves on and hold them down with a little manure on the top, and leave this all winter, and magic happens as the rain and the snow soak it into the ground, and the snow provides additional cover in the deeper part of winter, and the ground freezes and all that. And then in March it starts to thaw out, and I don't plow this. I don't do any of that deep turning of the soil. What we will do in April or May is I just take a little hand trowel and stir up the spot where the seeds go in each place. So you don't want to disturb your soil. You don't want to leave it uncovered and bare. That old myth or cultural notion of Western civilization, agriculture, that to grow a crop, you remove everything that isn't the crop you grow, and you grow your crop in barren land, maybe with artificial chemicals. That's not the way to enhance life and regenerate life. So we just do it this way to create a habitat that continues to get richer and healthier every year. Okay, that's what I'm saying for today, and hope this helps you to continue on the path and learn how to feed yourself and not depend on money or a corrupt government system. Okay, thank you very much.